Hi guys, Jay Smith here, down at Bury Golf Range in Suffolk. Mizuno STZ Fairway, this is the 3-wood. Also comes in a 5, unless you're left-handed, where it only comes in a 3. Out of all the clubs in the bag, the 3-wood for me has been, I would say the worst one, but the one that I've struggled with the most. And why is that? Is because I'm looking for a 3-wood, I'm looking for a club to go as high, I look at the ball to go as high as it possibly can do, and then stop as steeply as possible, because I want to control. I'm lucky, I'm blessed that I don't have to worry about necessary distance. So control for me is far greater thing to think about than distance. The ST200 did distance exceptionally well. That's why it did so well last year when it comes to fairway woods, especially because they were long. They were really, really, really long. For me, I had to whack the loft right up as high as it will go from 15 to 17, like this one is adjustable. And it comes in the exact same thing, 15 up to 17, down to 13. Also different lie angles and face angles in this. Yeah, that's that little hosel idea. I've already hit this a few times, and I was encouraged about two things. One, just how stable it is. I'm not a robot, no one is. We are going to misstrike the face from time to time. I'm encouraged about just how far you can hit away from middle on this, and it still is a half decent shot. I mean, of course you're going to lose a bit of distance. There's no magic pixie dust in these things. It's engineering to do the best job it possibly can, built around that little awkward thing called physics, which kind of gets in the way. So anyway, let's go give this a hit, because down by the ball, I was initially, when this first came out, I was a little bit dubious of that very vibrant looking carbon weave at the top, but the more I get used to seeing these, the more I kind of get used to it, and I actually don't mind it. Gone is a little white lipstick line around the back with my old tour spoon that I had. Anyway, let's go give this a hit. Different sound, not as cracky, not as loud, a bit more muted, a bit quieter, whatever you want to call it. I've got FSX mobile on the floor capturing, so you can actually see where these balls are going. I like to see a little movement out to the right. I've had that for a while, well, for years, because obviously my moving the golf ball out to the right, generally speaking, I'll have an open face. Open face means more loft means more height and more descent angle, that idea. And I have I've generated that over the years of, yeah, trying to hit greens. Now, I suppose the problem is with my old club, my old Ping G30, even when back in the days of the ST190 and the ST200, I was flicking between the Ping. So if I was playing a golf course which I need to be going in with long clubs, with 3-woods potentially, then the Ping would go back in the bag because of the height and the spin that I had. The encouraging thing I've got with this one from first testing is the fact that this has got plenty of spin, which means it's got plenty of height, which means it's got plenty of stop. And the feeling is back to a more of a muted sound, which is what I like, rather than this massive explosive firework that goes off like some do. Well, I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that's nowhere near as loud as last year. And it is a much more pleasant noise to listen to. The feeling off the face, because of that slightly duller sound, is much more softer, much nicer to strike and to hit. I feel that, I mean, I've already done some like initial testing on it, and I'm going to have to do some proper testing after this with obviously real balls rather than range balls. But I'm encouraged by this so far. Let's go have another hit. That feels so nice off the face. That really does. So satisfying. I like this. I do like this. I'm only going to get one more, because if not, the video is going to be too long. Right. I do like it. Feels nice off the face. Looks nice behind the golf ball. Frames nicely. It looks a half decent size behind it. I don't like 3-woods which are too small. I think it's about time we go and hit this a bunch of times. So, right, let's go in the custom fitting studio. Let's go hit a load and let's go see how this performs. So guys, in the custom fitting studio now. in the warm, and I've got the numbers here for the STZ fairway. Now, quick one. I have, to recap, got this set up to its max loft, 15 all the way up to 17, because I'm looking for height, I'm looking for stop, I'm looking for control. Again, I'm blessed, I don't have to worry about distance. If I really want to make this a bomber, all I need to do is basically put the loft straight back down to standard and watch it fly. But let's go have a look at the ball data first. So, ball speed, on average, 147.5 miles an hour, launching at 12 degrees, starting at 0.7 right, so basically in target, and 3,500 spin. I cannot say how happy I am to see a fairway wood spinning correctly. When I say correctly, I have struggled since G30 when I had my old one, and that used to spin really well. You used to climb in the air, stop, it was lovely. Then going even to from the 190 to the 200, because they were very much more set as a bomber's club, the spin was a lot lower. So I struggled with trying to get the ball coming into a green at a stopping descent angle to control it. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that spin up at 3.5. And as it spin up at 3,500, it's going up at 33 and descending at, on average, 41.6. Now, if you have a look at the descent angle column, there is, starting from the top there, you've got a 38.5, you've got a 35, you've got a 36 and a 35 or 36 rounded. And that is me when I miss-hit it. More about the miss-hitting in a minute. Because unfortunately, obviously, I am the only person who's hit this. No one else has hit it. So at present, I don't have enough data to be able to do what I've been doing in recent iron reviews of mapping the face as to drop off. So I need to do a lot more collating of data from different people in it as well, rather than just me, to be able to do that properly. But the last 5 on here, I've done some pretty weird strikes to try and catch this thing out to see how forgiving it really was. We'll get to that one in a sec. But you can see there, because of those descent angle numbers of the ones that I miss-hit, they're going to drag the averages down. But if you look at that column, look how many are in the 45s, 44s, 43s, 46. I mean, that is, I've said this before when it comes to irons. If you getting a ball coming into a green at 45 degrees or more, that is stopping, and that is control. On a lot of these shots, I'm getting it with a 3-wood at the distance of 235, which is basically where I want to carry my 3-wood. Again, if I wanted to make it into a bomber, I could just drop the loft back down to standard at 15. That will lower the spin and watch it, go. But 6.5 on average, 2 yards to the right. I want to see the ball move, generally speaking, out to the right. There's a couple of times there, I think once, where I double-crossed myself a little bit and got it going, slightly left by 12 yards. But yeah, I'm not going to cry over that too much. So let's go over to the club head data, which is quite exciting because it comes to the forgiving parts that I want to show you. So on average, 107.6, 1.37 on smash factor efficiency. That will come down, obviously, as we start adding loft. It's a 3-wood, not a driver. Angle attack 0.0. Generally speaking, with a 3-wood, I'm a picker. I pick it off the ground. A 0.3 path, 0.3 open. Yeah, I'm trying to little baby fades out to the right. And then the interesting one on there was 1 mil hill, 3 mil low. But on that column, the 1 mil hill, 3 mil low, the last 5, we'll have a look at those. So if they go up from the bottom, 5, 8 mil hill, 11 mil low, 18 mil toe. So let's just have a look at the first one. The 8 mil hill, 11 mil low. That is heely and low on the face. That, generally speaking, on a club, any club, is hideous. It's not very nice whatsoever, low and heely. Let's go see how well it did. Bear in mind, we're looking at a 235 average carry. That one went 227. I lost 8 yards. From that strike, I'm happy with that. Next one, 18 mil toe. 18 mil toe, 2 mil low. So, guys, this face is only that big. If you're going to move 18 mil, 3/4 of an inch off of middle, you haven't got much club left out there. And unfortunately, in this case, 18 mil toe is 3/4 of an inch, is too far outside of gear effect realms to be able to gear it back, because it went 227, another same as the other one, just lost 8 yards, that was it in carry, but it did go 27 yards right, because gear effect, it couldn't come back from that far outside, and 3/4 of an inch off a small, effectively quite a small head, is not a driver, yeah, couldn't come back, but more on that later. Let's go to the next one. 5mm toe, 10mm low. Again, equally low on the face basically as the first one, but now go a little bit toey. How far is that? That's gone 231, lost 4 yards. Okay. Next one, 10mm heel, 7mm low. So we are now swapping all, it's not very nice whatsoever, very much more heely. Let's see how well it did. 228, 7 yards. It's so good, this club. And the next one, last one to finish, 13mm toe, 2mm high. So basically the same as the other one of the 18mm toe, but not quite so much, is now 13mm toe, which is still quite toey. You definitely do feel that toey strike when you hit a 13mm. But look, when it goes over to the distance, it's lost 2 yards. That is it. But more importantly, gear effect has managed to go get the ball back to target 1.6 yards offline. This thing is really good. Very good. And TXG said it, and I will have to agree with them, that you will be hard pressed to find a fairway wood that outperforms this. And when I don't mean, you will probably find fairway woods that are longer than this in certain circumstances. And I've hit this a few times in different lofts as well. And do you know what? If there's enough call for it, comment below down there. If you want to see it, I'll do it. I will compare. There's no need to go through a whole review again, but I will compare the new STZ at different lofts with my old tour spoon, the old ST200, to see how much better or not, or more forgiving or not, this thing is over the other one. But you are going to find it very difficult to find a fairway wood that is going to outperform this for ball dynamics. The fact that it's got loads of spin option on there for me to control the golf ball at that distance going into a green that steeply is great for me. I'm loving that. And bear in mind, again, if I want to make this a bomber, I can literally just turn the loft straight back down to 15. It will launch a fraction lower, but not that much whatsoever, but it will get the spin down and it will, yeah, start going out there even more. And obviously lower loft, slightly lower loft, which means more ball speed, yada yada. So, the only thing I will say with this is, and we'll probably have to do it when it comes to if you guys want that other video done, is there going to be some people saying, well, yeah, but I want a 3-wood to go long. I want the longest 3-wood out there. Well, do you know what? The ST200 last year did exceptionally well for that reason. And the 190, to be fair, they were really long. Mizuno, let's face it, there's only Ping out there that try and market their clubs in a certain way. Every other manufacturer is trying to be the longest out there. So Mizuno have come out with the ST190 and also the ST200 from last year, and they are bombers. They go for miles. So are we saying that this doesn't? Do you know what? No, because last year when we were doing the fittings for them, the amount of times I actually had to add loft to the fairway woods, the ST200s, etc., because the spin wasn't high enough to keep the ball in the air. There's one thing about making a low spin bomber 3-wood, but if you're dealing with swing speeds that are lower than mine and you're dealing with average swing speeds, they don't put enough spin on the golf ball a lot of the time to facilitate keeping that ball in the air, keeping it carrying. So a lot of the times I had to end up lofting it up. Interesting thought. So anyway, if you want me to do that review thingy, compare, obviously comment below. So I hope you liked it. If you did, button below, thumbs up, go on. If you can do that, helps the channel out greatly. Next to it, little red button. If you can click that one, that'll subscribe you to the channel. And also next to it, little bell icon. Click that one, that'll let you know next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.